Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading. The sun just hit net for Scorpio. So you guys are definitely pulling down the iron curtain where the boundaries belong or lifting it, starting to navigate the art of boundaries, setting boundaries. And the sun right now is in your, it's still Scorpio season. So your 11th house of social life, in your outer world, your network, maybe you know that your intention is to have a little bit more compassion with yourself in the world, and that compassion extends to others from the compassion we give ourselves. So maybe if we see people being uncompassionate towards us, in return, we can allow for them to um, receive that compassion back. Or if someone is not being compassionate towards us, I sort of skip that. We need to introduce a new way, because that could be what's holding us back, is being unwilling to produce and introduce a new way of being. So what came up for you guys this past full moon in Taurus? Your ruling planet Uranus has just retrograded back into Taurus. We are going back into Taurus, and it feels like the outcome is a real sense of clarity around your boundaries, sort of being like a guide for other people, really having some importance in your industry, having some ability to stand out more so than you would otherwise. Yeah, so Laka and Pahu came out in the reading together. So you guys might have someone who is really helping you develop, or a situation, a scenario that's allowing for you guys to really sharpen your sword with discernment in your network, in your industry. And I felt the need to kind of keep pulling. We need to have compassion in our thoughts, Aquarius. So air signs rule air. This is the element of thought, allowing for ourselves to expand more in consciousness and awareness. And also with this Mercury retrograde, I feel like it's just going to be major for you guys to allow for yourself to change your mind, Aquarius. Allow for a change of mind to be this leader that you need to see in the world, because it feels like the action required to co-create a future you could be grateful for is to understand when you are not showing the way, when you're allowing for your destructive side to be what you unleash into an otherwise somewhat perfect life, very serendipitous life. Along with being a way shower, it feels like you're just so protected at this time. We're going to get some pulls from the Mother Peace Tarot, the Crystal Deck, and Kansi Oracle. Um, with your intention, you have to get grounded in your thoughts. So we have Malamahoe, compassion, Mo'o, which is getting ensnared by the traps of the mind, and our solution within the intention is to meditate, Aquarius. It's to find an activity where you can cultivate your energy, your life force, and really protect it, because it's going to hold you in a dynamic space with your thoughts. You're going to be a lot more concentrated and be able to deliver from that place of concentration. So, Gemini got this card, and Gemini reflects your inner child, romance, creativity, creative urges. It feels like you really are wanting to be receptive. You see these people together, it's almost like they're mirror reflections of each other. Like you all want to be in reciprocity with your life, with your social group, your social network, your love life. Maybe you're looking for someone to be in love with. Maybe you're finding out that you desire companionship, and maybe it's holding you. Your relationship could be holding you back to an extent if you and your partner are not matching energies and intending to be on, get to the same goals, have the same, have goals, be able to have harmony and serendipity within your life. Yeah, the Empress. So, action required to co create a future you could be grateful for. It's like the Empress can't throw a fit and destroy her empire. This full moon that we just experienced in the sign of Taurus is shining a light all the more on how we tend to our luxuries, how we tend to our feelings, how we allow for our feelings to guide us into reflection, so that we can actually see what we need to let go of and to have emotional releases that are healthy. So, with Jupiter being your eighth house, it feels like it could just be bringing several, sorry, your six, in your sixth house, it could be bringing several qualities of your day to day life that are really destructive to the surface. So maybe how you can talk yourself out of something, be lack compassionate, and get all caught up in the mind. It's something that we need to learn how to let go of. We are protected from this kind of entanglement of the thoughts. The Nine of Swords might be harsh words that are being spoken or sent out or felt. And we're learning how to neutralize those things and really be, again, a way shower, a leader, and to honor that maybe we need to cleanse from technology, caffeine, screen time, whatever really kind of gets you caught up in the mind and out of the body. I think Madonna called being on the phone being in the third space. And the third space formerly was like a public place where people would gather after work, school, business, um, commitments. It's sort of like restaurants in a way, but it usually was like a movie theater or, somewhere where you were seeing art. Anandalite came up. So there is a day, I think in this week, where there's a lot of 25s in the chart. If you guys are looking for love or looking to have romance, it just feels like you all are going to have to be steady, steady focus, because that steady focus will allow for you to tap into your intuition, which will lead you to make intuitive choices and decisions for yourself. We have Shiva Lingam. Yeah, it feels like maybe you're calling in some sort of like balance in your energy. If it's not like an actual mate, it's learning to slow down, to feel, to have more pleasure, but then to also stand firm in this energy of the Shiva Lingam. We have selenite. Yeah, I think really cleansing the mirror, because this Empress is looking into a mirror. And it's almost like the full moon might have driven you guys to, because this is still a pig, it's like a boar, and it's kind of giving me bull energy, because what do boars do? They charge. So you guys might have charged ahead on something, or you might need to charge ahead on something that you had in mind around the full moon in Taurus. It's now is the time, opportunity is knocking, and your energy will become destructive if you don't take action on what's being offered to you at this time, Aquarius. Selenite will give us a really clear breakdown of what to focus that energy through for healing. We have turquoise. Okay, crystal wisdom. Let's go. Anandalite, tapping into that cosmic consciousness. It feels like you all just need to meditate your way through a lot of the latter half of the month, because of the issues that are arising 12, 11, 10 in your 10,000 career. I did mention your the sun is moving into Sagittarius, but right now we have Mercury and Mars there, leading kind of the thought and feeling that the sun in Sagittarius will later introduce in your social life. So make sure that if you want to enter Sagittarius season in style, with the camaraderie, with the friendship, maybe the gatherings, the reasons to relax, retreat, recover post Mercury retrograde, and maybe have some sort of like staycation with your beloved. Um, we're going to have to allow for issues in shadow in work or in our second place, like not the home space, but the workspace, the school space, education space. We're going to have to allow for new energies to come in, but it almost feels like it will if you allow for yourself to be in balance, be in the rhythm of your divine counterpart. And then also with your family, it's like you have to use a village, cultivate a village to have a healthy life. So that means not working yourself to the bone in certain industries, or certain like facets of what your industry is asking of you for. So if you know that you have a stopping point, honor that. Honor the rhythms that you might be driven to like wake up really early and get some work started earlier. But then later you need that downtime to be receptive to process, because not processing, going and not going, like not going without any breaks, does lead to burnout. So we do need our breaks. We do need our exhale. We need something that will shift the energy that we've been in with its focus, concentration, and we start to have a detrimental outlook or start to get a little negative or too focused, obsessed, controlling, that's when it's time to sort of back away from the creation. The action required is to sometimes I think back away, retrospect, think about what came up for you this full moon and either move ahead on it or let it go. Um, let's see, Shiva Lingam. Alchemical union, yeah. I feel like there is definitely some chemistry coming in, some compatibility coming in. It's like the relationship honors both. Like you have the ability to work together, Aquarius, and then you also have the ability to really relax and receive that alchemical union. It symbolizes uniting dualities and manifesting the creative life force. So, true relationship transcends earthly experience. It's rooted in soul unification and unconditional love. And the Six of Discs is telling me that you've been working on this. So, you have been manifesting this through the work that you're doing on yourself, the work that you're showing up to do in your daily life. All of it's allowing for you to attain this level of intimacy. Okay, the action required to co-create a future you could be grateful for, selenite. I mean, it's just giving purify your space, like cleanse your space, get some selenite, allow for the divine to help you shine a light through the love that you have for yourself. Cultivate love for yourself. You really do have to. You have to allow for the energies that came up around the full moon, the destructive, the constructive, the ways that you kind of stood up for your paradise, and then the ways that you were angry at it not being perfect. So selenite protected against wanderings of the mind. And we just have to be aware that and accept a situation is unpredictable no matter how solid it appears. So your day to day navigating it might be so hard, but the long term is you have a salary or like, you know, day to day in a dynamic, whether it's like a union, an alchemical union that you're really working to get the alchemy right, learning to work together and be receptive. It's you can't predict what's going to happen, but that's kind of what life is like, even though we can look at all these dates and organize all these cards around a meaning, the way that it's going to come through will be divine. You might come to find you have this Empress mode after doing something that is like so Kali, so excruciating and like gross. And then you feel the divine light ripple through because you were willing to encounter what was you were experiencing inside of you on the outside. Being willing to accept what we feel allows for us to make progress in the soul evolution. And then the moon moving through Scorpio at the end of the week over this weekend, Aquarius, it's just like, you know, the sun hit 22 degrees. So it's your net degree where you belong with your boundaries and the wanderings of the mind. And then I feel like divine light is going to help you to banish confusion and be prepared for challenges and changes. This is clarity. And it feels like this clarity is coming. So overheard conversations enlighten you, being in the flow strengthens your well-being. And what is being in the flow other than guarding our mind? Like, how else do we get into flow? We kind of have to start out. It's a little shady, it's a little rocky. But then once we're in flow, we are in control. We see clearly and we have focus. We have divine focus. We have divine drive to get it done. And we can also set ourselves up to do these things. We can know the steps we have to take and take them over time. This isn't about leaping yet. The leap is really the experiencing the awareness, the recognition in the moment of when I need divine light, how I get ensnared in my mind, how I start telling myself stories around my career or my network or my net worth. All of it's unconditional, all of it's infinite. Believe that, you know? And it becomes true riches. This is the outcome, true riches. Feeling that leadership, that call to action, that is true wealth. Feeling protected to take those steps and to honor what has been holding you back is also the method to set yourself free. So turquoise is a copper-based stone. So get some copper, drink out of a copper cup. It attracts good fortune since antiquity. It links earth and sky and makes a potent love charm. So we have to come into a sense of self-realization. It's so interesting. If you haven't yet read Yogananda's what's it? Steve Jobs recommended this book. I think it's a book on self-realization by Yogananda. This is something that you can start. The audiobook is amazing. You can find it all on YouTube. You want to draw on your karmic wisdom and past life skills, release vows that no longer serve you, and speak what used to be unspeakable. So watch your health and avoid polluted environments. I think polluted environments can be also of the mind, so polluted states of mind. Brilliant success and happiness are coming. That's the outcome. Fortune favors you. You navigate the way forward with sure-footed confidence. That's what Pele and T are definitely telling me. But watch your personal safety and deal with problems immediately. Good friends accompany you. You are in the spotlight, and others rely on you. Your true riches lie not in the bank, but in your heart. Yeah, I was listening to this today. Minna Pantera was speaking to like how you might be invited or you might be shining in a way that previously didn't really think about. You didn't have any intention of actually fulfilling that prophecy, but it was long spoken over you. People were long asking you to do whatever it is you're doing and maybe learn your human design type, especially if you're like a projector. See how different it feels to feel really seen or feel really valued as a part of this, whatever your entourage is, and understand that you can be set free, but we have to be more disciplined over our mind. Kiss by Whale Spray. Kantigi Oracle card for the week. And the sun just left 21 degrees Scorpio. So we were learning about boundaries and learning the ins and outs of them. Again, we get to do it every year. And every time that the moon goes through Scorpio, we kind of think about it for where the sun is. So the sun being in the sign of Scorpio, it's rebirth. A lot of this is like outdated thinking that has gotten a rebirth because maybe in the full moon in Taurus, we saw how detrimental it could be. Like we saw how our thoughts just lead us astray. They kind of like it's like herding cats with our thoughts. So we really do have to cultivate that stillness of mind. Whales live in water, but they inhale and exhale air through a blowhole in the top of their head. This feels like such an Aquarius symbol as the whale for me. To breathe, whales rise from the depths of the sea up to the surface of water to expose their blowhole to the fresh air. When they exhale, a burst of seawater erupts like a geyser. I almost read the ocean as a piano. The ocean is a vast place. To be on a boat that just happens to be near a whale when it surfaces for air is special because it's rare. It's not unlikely, especially if it's whale season. So, what if we allow for ourselves to be in the right places in the right time? Say that out loud and affirm it in the comments. Go ahead, drop me a comment, leave me a like. Thank you. It just helps me out so much. But what if you breathe that through your body and you really let it sit in your system? I allow myself to be in the right place at the right times, and I trust my deepest knowing to emerge when the time is right. Trust it, trust it. It's like an antenna. Sink into your receptive phases of creativity so that new inspirations can emerge in your psyche. Yeah, that confirms it. It's resting on the alchemical union. So maybe your higher self, like there's a part of you that you really want to evoke a character, an archetype, and actually bringing this in, this energy will make your relationships much richer because the relationship you're cultivating with your own interests, your own self is growing. Aquarius, thank you guys for tuning into your message. See you next time. Aloha.